G'day viewers and welcome to this weekend's racing-based preview of thoroughbred racing action at Canterbury and Caulfield. Rick Chapman and I are going to dissect the races and take a look at the feature race at Caulfield, the Bletchingly Stakes, and see if we can come up with some winners for you guys. So Rick, how are you this morning?
I'm pretty good for a man of my habits, thank you very much. Sun is shining in Sydney, so we're expecting a much better day tomorrow.
Well, it'll be good to finally get on something better than heavy in Sydney. Rick, how's the track looking up there?
Look, this time yesterday it was probably heavy, but we've got a 21-degree day, as you get sometimes in winter time here, and then tomorrow is going to be 20 degrees, so no rain in sight. So I'm anticipating that the track's going to be soft, and we'll be able to see the best horses perform well.
All right, mate. Well, before we get to Canterbury, let's look at the feature race on Saturday, the Bletchingly Stakes at Caulfield. How do you see that one playing out?
Well, I think this is your race. I mean, you found a $51 chance, so I should let you do the talking. I personally think Smoking Joey will just crunch them. He's the classed horse. I think the compressed weights mean that he just finishes right over the top of them. He won last start despite an ordinary ride, and I can't see any of these horses, with the possible exception of Angels Beach, being able to run with him over the last 200 metres.
Okay, well, as you alluded to, I'm on a $51 chance. Well, actually, I tipped him at 51. He's in 41 now, Rick. I tipped Thea Mundy in this race last year, and she saluted at $11. But this year I've gone for a bit more value, and I really like one called Inspector. This horse's form lines up. He's been tackling a lot weaker races, so most will steer clear of him because he's stepping right up in grade. But his second up form is really good. His trainer's confident he's going to bring that second up form on Saturday, and at $51 I want to have a bit of a crack at him. Now, just a bit on this horse. He ran a cracking race at Geelong last start, and before the race he bumped his head quite severely, took a fair bit of skin off just above his eye. The trainer informed stewards, and they had the vet look over him. He was declared fit to run. He wasn't suited by where he was, and then it was a bit of a leader's track by that stage in the day, and he ran a cracking race to get second. So after a 6-week freshen up, he did that. So he's technically not second up on Saturday, but after that freshen up, he should run like he's second up, which he's undefeated in 2 starts. I think this horse can run one really big race. And after speaking to the trainer this morning, he said the horse hasn't left a note. He's eaten up really well. He's trimmed up since his last run, and Peter couldn't be happier with him.
Well, you'd have to. That's a compelling case. I struggle with compressed weights compared to Smoking Joey when Inspector was beaten, albeit with circumstances, last start in a benchmark 78 at Geelong. But what he's got on his side too for breeding buffs, of which I'd like to rate myself as one, he's by California Dane, and that Boom horse in Sydney tomorrow, Way We Go, is also by California Dane, and I'd like to go back and see if ever California Dane had a double in those 2 major states on a Saturday. The Bletchingly Stakes is a very interesting race this year. I'll have probably a little bit on Smoking Joey if I'm in front and the price is right. But you've got Lord of the Sky, who always loses when he's favourite. He's probably going to start favourite, so you put a line through him.
He's lost 6 times his favourite, Rick.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a punter's nightmare. You've got your horse Inspector. Well, you've made a case for him that on media outlets, and so a lot of people are showing interest in the race because of that, and well done. You've got Wales, who is the nephew of Mackay Diva, who's a 5-year-old with leg problems, who has had only 6 starts in 5 years. So it's an intriguing race in many ways for a early season stakes race.
Yeah, I like Wales too. I had a massive win on him at his debut. So I've got a soft spot for him. But switch of stables. I couldn't have him on Saturday. And like you said, Lord of the Sky. If anyone wants to take those short odds, they can. And he is, he looks the one to beat. But I just can't take him with his previous record as favourite. And Smoking Joey, although you were on him last start, Rick, and he won pretty well. He's the same. He's a hard one to catch for most punters. And if you're going to have a stab at it, why not have a stab at a $41 chance now?
No, well, there you go. Nothing wrong with your theories. Nothing wrong at all. Whether they win at Newcastle or they win a stakes race at Caulfield, the money looks the same on your hand.
That's right. All right. Well, that one's out of the way, mate. So what else have you got for us at Canterbury or anywhere else around the country?
Look, I've been waiting for some time. People who read my trials columns will know that I put a lot of faith in those, and I've been waiting for a little while for an unraced 2-year-old from the Chris Lee stable called Upscale. Well, she's in an open maiden, finally, her first start at Newcastle on Saturday, and I just, if she's as good as I think she is, she'll win by 100 yards, and I'll be on. I think Echo Gal in Sydney at Canterbury's ready to win, and so Gay should get a winner there. Way we go, the horse I mentioned earlier, the Boom horse, he's drawn the car park, and it's going to be tough, but Claire Nutman, who usually rides him, was out suspended, and he's going to be handled by Kieran McAvoy this time, so you'd have to suspect that's probably going to overcome that 14 barrier. Chris Waller's got 5 in race 3, the staying race, and he has a clear favourite amongst them. Listening to him talk about them, he thinks Beyond Thankful will go straight to the front and just won't get run down, so you'd have to like that. And I do think that his 2-year-old, Bambra, in the first race is going to be hard to beat too, although there's another cracking 2-year-old called Inner Circle in it as well. All up, it's a tremendous day of racing tomorrow. It really is. And this is the precursor for what's going to come over the next 3 or 4 months. As racing fans, we're in for a treat because there's some highly gifted horses already starting to show up.
Yeah, exciting times, Rick. Can't wait for spring to get here, but we're still a little bit off yet before the really good horses come back. But just to recap on yours, so which are your best for the day, mate?
Upscale at Newcastle, and Vanbrugh and Echo Gal at Canterbury Park.
Okay, hopefully those 3 can steer us into a bit of profit. Yeah, I'm with you with Vanbrugh as well. I know Waller was really keen on him this weekend, and looks a suitable race. Should get a good run. So I think he should kick us off to a win in the first race. One other one I've got in Sydney, Rick. Zaratone. That race has got a bit of pace in there in race 4. You got Ken Seller, who just always sensational in the trial, but doesn't really do a lot first up. There's going to be a bit of speed there, and you think they've set up for the back markers, but I've just got a feeling with race fitness on its side, Zaratone can keep going and record a good win with Huey Bowman on board.
Well, it makes a big difference having Huey on board, and he'll find an extra 2 lengths in the stretch, so that's not such a bad tip at all. Incidentally, you mentioned Huey. I think Huey can, following his 4 wins the other day, he could probably land another double. Cool Ring can nearly win race 6 as well. And given that the premiership, if we look at Vanbrugh winning the first race, Blake Shin rides him, it pretty much puts all of them on about 89 wins after race 1 tomorrow. So it is a cutthroat, vicious battle right down to the line, and I think that's great for racing too. And of course, Blake's on Echo Gal.
Yeah, it's a great battle. Well, I think both Sydney and Melbourne, the premiership's going to go down to the wire. So I think people will be watching that with keen eyes, Rick.
Oh, yeah, because when it gets this close to the finish line and there's that much of a battle, these boys, their horses find an extra length. They do their darndest to get them home. And it's a great battle in Melbourne. Shame Dwayne Dunn's been suspended. Otherwise, it would have been a 3-way battle as well. But yeah, just there's so many variables this weekend make it a great weekend.
Yeah, it's a pity that one with Dunn getting suspended, and I think Craig Williams might be the benefactor of one there, because in race 1 at Caulfield, Dunn normally rides Sunday Escape, who's ultra consistent. Williams picks up the ride and he drops back to the right distance, the right track. I think he can probably pick up that first one, Sunday Escape. But my best in Caulfield, and anyone looking for an omen bet, with the flights being cancelled around Bali at the moment, you've got to be going for Volcanic Ash in the 3rd race. That Mick Price train for his flying. easily defeated Her Story last start, and Her Story belted them at Flemington last week. So if you're looking for that omen and one that has legitimate claims, Volcanic Ash is the one in Caulfield.
Yeah, no doubt about that. He just won the first race at Geelong today too, Mick Price. So his stable's in form. So yeah, I agree. Omens are something you should bet on, and I noted that when I was doing the form too. Volcanic Ash is in very well.
Okay, well, they're my best for the week anyway. I've got Volcanic Ash at Caulfield, Bamborough in Sydney, as well as Zaratone, and hopefully those can steer punters into a bit of profit as well.
Well, we should get them. Make sure they look at bettingpro.com.au too to see our quaddies, because we've got 3 legs covered virtually every week for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, well, I took quaddie last week there, Rick, but unfortunately just didn't pay a lot. So I think if it was $108 outlay for 180 odd return. So just one of them weeks where a couple of favourites get in and bring the value down.
Yeah, you can't get broke making a profit though.
That's right. Okay, well, that's this week covered. Best of luck to everyone watching. Hope you all back some winners on the weekend. And good luck to yourself, Rick. Yeah,
you too. And you become a national hero if Inspector gets the prize.
Let's hope so. Go Inspector.
Yeah, very good. Good luck all. And remember, punting is easy. And if you have that motto going into it, you'll win.